what your favorite troop says about you. Starting with Elixir units, the Barbarian is one of, if not the most OG troops in the game. You unlock him as soon as you start, and he's everywhere. Clashorama, animations, posters, costumes, you name it. He's even still the OG troop on the app icon to this day. That's why the Barbarian holds a special place in my heart. Honestly, if you don't like the Barbarian, there's definitely something wrong with you. Sure, he's not the strongest troop, but bro's jacked, so who cares? Definitely an S tier troop. Following the Barbarian, the Archer is the next troop you unlock, and boy did she bring a lot of people to this game. Anyone who's binge watched Clash content knows exactly what I mean. The way she's depicted, straight up simp bait. Let's be real. If the Archer is your favorite troop, you're either a Town Hall 3 who loves sniping elixir storages and dipping, or you're a tier 100 simp. And because of the simps, I'm gonna give the Archer a B tier ranking. Also, let's not forget how every time I try the stupid Archer blimp, all my magic archers died to a giant bomb. The Giant is one of the troops that's hard to miss. Not just because he's huge, but because my guy had a wild glow up. I can't even lie. He went from a tier 3 Discord mod to absolutely mogging and pulling all the baddies. Bro really woke up and said 2025 is my year and locked in. That being said, the Giant is still kind of weak. Even at higher levels, my guy keeps getting clowned on in those defense demonstration montages. If the Giant is your favorite troop, you're probably one of the OGs who hasn't touched your Town Hall 5 in years. That's why the Giant gets a B tier. Well, if it isn't the good old robber himself, the Goblin. Unlocked early on and used at lower town halls, his true potential is only revealed when you hit Town Hall 11 and unlock the sneaky Goblin. And man, what an upgrade that is. Across all media, he's depicted as this greedy little guy who's all about snatching loot. And honestly, that's exactly why I'm here. My guy is out here doing all the dirty work for me, day in and day out. You already know when I pop a training potion during an event, bro's not catching a break, he's grinding non-stop. The Goblin is a proper S tier, no debate. Up next is the Wallbreaker, the perfect partner in crime for the Goblin. But let's be real, as a base model, the Wallbreaker is absolute trash. My guy dies to anything. To be fair, he's just a skeleton, so I guess it makes sense. That said, his true Giga Chat form shows up when he transforms into his super true variation, the Super Wallbreaker. Now that's a troop. Stronger, more handsome, and delivering a way bigger bang for your buck. Depending on how you use him, you're either mass trolling with 100 wall breakers, or you're out here strategically placing them to let your queen enter and funnel like a pro. Either way, this guy's an easy S tier troop. The Balloon is hands down one of the best troops out there. I can't lie, as soon as I unlocked it, you already know I was spamming lightning spells and dropping balloons just to see what the Barbarian King would do. At lower town halls, the Balloon is literally the GOAT. Fun, easy to use, and most importantly, ridiculously easy to spam. We'll get into spamming more later, but for now, just know this is only the beginning. Its super troop variation is also insanely strong, so if you're a fan of the Balloon, chances are you're addicted to the Lavaloon strategy. For all these reasons, the Balloon absolutely deserves an A tier ranking. The Wizard. The Wizard. Where do I even begin? From his sleek, handsome hair to the unspoken riz, this guy truly has it all. Not only is he the GOAT in the cartoons, but he's also an absolute powerhouse in the game. At early town halls, he's a solid support unit or cleanup troop, but as you progress, his power quadruples, turning him into a complete beast in his super troop variation, taking out multiple buildings at once. Pair him up with a blimp, clones, and invisibility spells, and half the base is gone in seconds. For all these reasons, the Wizard is a well-deserved S tier troop. The Healer. Now, this is where the real simps comes out. I can already smell them skipping to this part of this video. Like, come on, just go take a shower or something. No hate to the Healer, but I just never really saw the appeal. Younger me didn't even know how to use her. I just deploy a bunch and sit there, waiting for something to happen. But as I mature clash-wise, I discover some OP strats, like hero walks, where your heroes do most of the heavy lifting. So yeah, Healer fans are either simps, pro players, or wannabe pros who think they're better than they are. B tier. The Dragon is easily one of the most manly and sought after troops in Clash of Clans. This guy was an absolute beast in Clash content, obliterating max Town Hall 9s and 10s back in the day like it was nothing. The Dragon was peak OG Clash, which is why most Dragon fans are true veterans who value hard work and dedication. While he's rarely used in pro level attacks now, his super true variation brought a small comeback, though it didn't keep him in the meta for long. Even so, the Dragon holds a special place in my heart and in the hearts of of many others. A tier, P.E.K.K.A. Much like the dragon, the P.E.K.K.A. is another nostalgic OG troop beloved by most of the Clash player base. She even got her own Clash of Clans ad. If you know her as the perfectly enraged night killer of assassins, you're probably a veteran. But if you know her simply as the letter P with 2 vowels and 2 Ks, sorry, no veteran badge for you. Regardless, the P.E.K.K.A. is a legend in her own right. A tier, Baby Dragon. The Baby Dragon is one troop I, or anyone I know, never really got around to using. Sure, it's decent in the builder base, but in the main village, not so much. It's not exactly a troop you see often. For the small groups of people who really love the Baby Dragon, it's probably not for its skill level. It's because it's so cute or adorable or whatever. No hate to the Baby Dragon, but I just don't see the appeal. I can't even remember what town hall it's unlocked at. C tier, the Miner. Well, well, well. We all know who loves this troop. Clash Royale players. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Miner Cycle deck spammers. When the Miner was first introduced, it was pretty unique since it could bypass walls without flying. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the last troop to do so. A lot of players loved its uniqueness and started using it in hybrid attacks, but as more powerful defenses were introduced, the Miner kind of fell off and now it's only seen in the clan capital. Miner gets a B tier. Now's a good time to mention I'm not including any troops from the Capital Hall, Builder Base, or limited time event troops in this list. Though some troops might overlap, let me know if you'd like separate videos covering those troops. Anyways, back to the video. Electro Dragon. Ah, the Electro Dragon. I see a good portion of viewers who have skipped to this timestamp. Go ahead, look at your reflection. Are you proud of yourself? You love spamming Electro Dragons, don't you? You're probably the kind of player who begs to be in war, flops their attack, and then blames others for getting 1-stars with actual strategies. E-Drag users are the pinnacle of the Clash of Clans community. 1 second they're on your side, the next they're not. They rage bait, glaze the $1 million corporation when something shady happens at Supercell, and spam treasure chest posts on Reddit. For all these reasons and much more, the Electro Dragon gets a well-deserved F tier. If you're annoyed or triggered, please take it out in the comment section, not the dislike button. Yeti and Yeti mites. Now, the Yeti is another beloved Clash troop, and I get the hype. After the Electro Dragon, players were desperate for a troop with a fresh, unique concept, and the Yeti delivered with its little Yeti mites. It's a versatile troop used in a variety of strategies and metas thanks to its high HP and those cute Yeti mites. For its universal appeal, the Yeti is an easy A tier. The Dragon Rider. Now, the Dragon Rider is interesting. It's basically a regular dragon with a giant Inferno Tower glued to its forehead. Honestly, it feels kind of unnecessary with a Baby Dragon, regular dragon, and the Electro Dragon already in the game. Why would you even use the Dragon Rider? Sure, it's decent for funneling, I guess, but beyond that, it's pretty much useless. D tier. The Electro Titan. Conversely, the Electro Titan is one of the strongest troops in all of Clash of Clans. When a troop inspires one of the most powerful pieces of hero equipment, you know it's packing a punch. It's versatile, used across a variety of attack strategies, and was well received by the community. Aside from a handful of simps, because there's always going to be simps, most Electro Titan users actually know what they're doing, and they're likely in the late stages of the game. For all these reasons, the Electro Titan is a strong A tier troop. The Root Rider. What's not an A tier troop though, is the Root Rider. This troop took the phase walls are useless to a whole new level. Now we've got troops that fly over walls, jump over walls, break the walls, and this one eats walls for breakfast. But here's the thing, the Root Riders also made spamming an official strategy for late game players. It became the go-to move to spam and pray, turning even competitive matches into a snooze fest. Root Rider spammers, yeah, they're usually trash at the game. Probably ex-Electro Dragon spammers who fell back into old habits. For these reasons and many more, the Root Rider gets an F tier. The Thrower. Now, the Thrower feels more like a temporary placeholder than an actual troop. Every time I see his face in the menu, I question whether I'm still playing Clash of Clans. His horrendous design paired with his painfully average abilities make him forgettable at best. Honestly, it feels like Supercell just ran out of ideas and threw this guy in to fill a gap. Solid E tier. Dark Elixir troops. First up, we have the Minion. As your first Dark Elixir troop, it's only fitting that the Minion is one of the most nostalgic. It's got a low troop capacity, but the Minion is everywhere. Support troop, cleanup, funneling, you name it. It's a versatile and strong troop that delivers a lot of value for its cost. Most minion users are either unlocking it for the first time or are late game players using it for cleanup. Overall, the minion earns a solid B tier. Hog Rider. Next is the Hog Rider, one of the most nostalgic troops in the game. He was everywhere when the game first launched, and let's be real, having a character riding a hog and screaming Hog Rider apparently gets you a ton of downloads. I'm not hating, I'm actually a huge fan of the Hog Rider myself. Not only does he dominate in the animations, but he also carried me through Town Halls 8 and 9, and that's the Town Hall range where most Hog Rider fans will be, since after Town Hall 9, he kind of starts to lose his own touch. Even his super troop variation is a bit fragile. Still, the Hog Rider is an S tier all the way. The Valkyrie. The Valkyrie. Classic Supercell sim trap. I can't speak for everyone, but I've never really got into using the Valkyrie. Sure, the design is cool, but in terms of actual usefulness, not so much. It doesn't even live up to its Clash Royale counterpart. Most Valkyrie fans don't even use it for its effectiveness, they just like how it looks. So for all those reasons, the Valkyrie earns an E tier. The Golem. Now the Golem is the OG Yeti. Back in the day, it was the go-to tank after Giants were introduced, but before the Yeti even existed. The Golem was a fan favorite when it was released, earning such a solid reputation that Supercell even made a king skin based on it. These days, most Golem users are in the lower Town Hall range since the Yeti has become a stronger alternative, but for its historical significance and solid performance, the Golem gets an A tier. The Witch. The Witch is undoubtedly one of the most unique troops thanks to her ability to summon skeletons. When she was first released, everyone's feed was flooded with mass witch army spams. It was peak Clash of Clans season, and there was something so satisfying about sending hundreds of thousands of skeletons to annihilate a base, but as stronger defenses were introduced, the witch's popularity took a hit until the super witch variation came along and brought her back into the meta. Now she's a solid pick for players who don't want to spam Electro Dragons all day in the Town Hall 11 to 14 range. So for that reason, the Witch lands at B tier. The Lava Hound. The Lava Hound, much like the Witch, deploys mini units, only these come out when the Lava Hound dies. Its unique air defense targeting properties make it a staple for air attacks, especially when paired with balloons in the deadly Lava Loon strategy. Back in the day, it took down max Town Hall 10s and 11 bases in wars and was an absolute force to be reckoned with. Nowadays, however, many players overlook its true strength, especially its ice variant. Still, it's a unique troop that deserves more respect, so I'm gonna give the Lava Hound a B tier. Boulder. The Boulder is another troop with a unique ability, bouncing his damage and transferring it onto buildings deeper into the base. This made him perfect for mass damage attacks, and his super troop variant really took things to the next level. Most Boulder users are either experimenting with him or experienced players in the Town Hall 10 to 13 range. He's appeared in several Clash-O-Rama episodes, and I just really like his concept, so I'm gonna give the Boulder an A tier. The Ice Golem. The Ice Golem used to be the backbone of many armies, taking hits like a pro, similar to the Golem or Yeti. But now he's just the lazy troop, chilling in the clan castle all day and freezing your heroes as they get destroyed by monoliths and spell towers. I can't stand Ice Golem users, especially the ones who spam them in clan castle every time, so for that reason, the Ice Golem gets an E tier. Not because he's bad, but because I've lost way too many attacks to him. Headhunter. The Headhunter is a Dark Elixir troop with a unique targeting model. She only attacks enemy heroes. This makes her a bit tricky to deal with in the clan castle, but overall, she's a supportive unit in most army compositions. Users who love the Headhunter tend to be pretty skilled and know how to use her effectively. For that reason, she gets a solid B tier. The Apprentice Warden. Now, the Apprentice Warden used to be a pretty neglected troop, but recently, he's gained popularity due to the mass Apprentice Warden strategy. I can't lie, it's really entertaining to watch a bunch of mini wardens stacked up wiping out a Town Hall 17. However, I'm willing to bet that 90% of the people using the strategy have no idea what they're doing, while the other 10% are absolute pros. So the Apprentice Warden lands at a solid C tier. Druid. Now, the Druid feels like a weird concept. He copies the healer's flow, but doesn't quite fit in, much like the Dragon Rider. I honestly don't see a good reason to use him. While some Town Hall 17 pros have found a use for him in most attacks, he doesn't provide much assistance and just kind of does his own thing. This troop doesn't feel that special to me, and I don't think he'd make my top 3, heck, not even my top 10 favorite troops of all time. So if this is your favorite troop, either there's something wrong with you, or you really know what you're doing. D tier. That's it for all the troops in Clash of Clans, some history, controversial opinions, and blunt facts about what they say about you. If you enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this one next. Peace out, and take care.